All right, shalom.
Shalom.
All right, first and foremost, we want to give all glory, honor, and praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone to rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. I'm the brother Kasha Kwala.
I'm Brother Zakaria.
Brother Shema.
We're from the GMS ATL church here in Georgia. And we wanted to get into why these, especially in the 7th month, you know, of course, of the Hebrew Israelite calendar, why this month is so pivotal for us, because it's, there's like 3 high holy days in it. We have the atonement that just passed, and we're going into right now the Feast of Tabernacles, which is a celebration, and we're going to get into that celebration. But we wanted to just recognize these things and these days and this whole week in this case that the Lord had set up and prescribed for us. Why they're so important to us, and why. If you can, matter of fact, get the classic rehearse the righteous acts.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, we'll start with that real quick, because it's when you can, when it's feasible. Of course, we're stuck in this Babylonian captivity, but if you ever find time to keep these, of course, some of these high holy days is a mandatory thing, like the Passover, the Day of Atonement, things of these natures, but here in this Feast of Tabernacles, if you can, man, keep it a day or two.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Try your best.
I got it for y'all.
Go ahead, brother.
This is Judges chapter 5, verse 11. They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water.
And that's here, and that's speaking about here right now. Well, go ahead.
There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord.
That's how you know that's a prophecy about right now today. We're rehearsing these righteous acts of the Lord. And we're going to get into a word called convocation. And that word does have the word, if I'm not mistaken, it has the word rehearsing. All right? So is that it on it?
It's more.
Go ahead, bro.
Even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel.
That's right. Go ahead.
Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates.
That's right. Then the people should, but pretty much it's a rehearsal. This is all a rehearsal. When you hear the word rehearsal, you should think of the word practice. Not Allen Iverson practice. Practice. No, man, we really practice these things in order to be game ready when all hell breaks loose. We know keeping this day, today, the first day of the Feast of Tabernacles is the Sabbath. How do we know? Because of the moon. You go out. You go outside tonight, this very night. What is it? September 12th, 2019, on a Thursday. You go out tonight, you're going to see a full moon. That's how it's an indication that you know that it's a full, that's a Sabbath. You see a half moon, it's usually a Sabbath. You see a new moon, of course it's a new month, but also a Sabbath. You see?
And that's why practicing is really good, man. Like the brother just explained. It lets you know we've been practicing. We've been, looking high at the heavens, studying the moon cycles, things of that nature through the spirit, man. All right?
That's right.
It lets you know how important the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai really is, man. Because when all hell breaks loose, we can look at the moon like, okay, we're about to enter a new month, or it's a Sabbath, things of that nature.
Yeah. Hey, what Yahushai say? Pray that your flight not be on a Sabbath day or in the winter. But how are you going to know it's a Sabbath? Just like the brother beautifully just broke down. All right? We know these cycles. We know when these feast days come. We know what to keep, and we know our restrictions on certain days, or what we're able to do on certain days. You see? The scriptures say in Romans the 14th chapter, it says, one man esteemeth another day. I'm just paraphrasing, more than another. Well, today is a day that's esteemed. Okay? All right, so is the Passover, so is the Feast of Unleavened Bread, so is Day of Atonement, Feast of Tabernacles, Feast of Dedications, Feast of First Fruits, all these things. All right? So without further ado, and there's a saying, practice makes perfect. All right? That scripture that the brother Shema just read, that's a scripture that you could say practice makes perfect, man.
God, that's your part, because as we're rehearsing, that's the Lord molding us at the same time, so that we can.
Go ahead, bro.
So that we can be pure, man. All right, we're going through a purifying process. All right, so that we can be made perfect, so that He can, be joined unto us again, man. So He can come get his woman. All right, so to speak, through that spiritual marriage. Okay.
That's it.
Yep.
Go ahead, Shema.
This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 48. Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
Practice makes perfect.
Mm-hmm.
All right. In order to attain perfection, get Sirach 17. Do you have your apocrypha on you? Get Sirach 17 and start at 23.
This is Sirach 17 and verse 23. Afterwards, he will rise up and reward them and render their recompense upon their heads.
Mm-hmm.
But unto them that repent, he granted them return
Mm-hmm.
and comforted those that failed in patience.
That's right. The ones who repent, he granted them return. All right, meaning a chance. Keep going.
Verse 25, return unto the Lord and forsake thy sins.
Yep, it says, forsake thy sins. What was that in, I think, John the 8th chapter with the adulterous woman? All right, keep going. I'm just keep that in mind. Go ahead.
Says, make thy prayer before his face.
Make thy prayer before his face. But, of course, the scriptures tell you what? To prepare that. I think in the next chapter. I think Sirach 18.
Yep, it is.
It says, prepare thyself. Yeah, you want to
get that prayer? Yeah.
Get that prayer. Get that script real quick.
Yeah, this is Sirach chapter 18, verse 23. Before thou prayest, prepare thyself, and be not as one that tempteth the Lord.
That's right. Be not as one that tempteth the Lord, but it said prepare thyself. Going to the word prepare means to trim.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so reread verse 25.
This is Sirach 17, verse 25. Return unto the Lord and forsake thy sins. Make thy prayer before his face.
It says forsake thy sins, meaning what? Forget them.
Mm-hmm.
All right? forget the sins. If you're forgetting the sins, you're turning to righteousness.
Yeah.
And you're remembering and understanding righteousness. Go ahead.
It says, and offend less.
And offend less. That's the point. All right? That's why we read Matthew 5 and 48, be ye perfect as my Father is in heaven is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
In order to attain perfection, you got to offend less. All right? Learning from your mistakes. Practice makes perfect.
Mm-hmm.
In practice, you make your mistakes, but when it's game time, you're on point.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see the Patriots go out, shit. The Patriots, I'm going to say it right now, the Patriots had an outstanding first game of the season. Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah.
I didn't really watch it, but I watched the highlights, man. So it's kind of like watching. I saw the stats, and they pretty much played a flawless game.
Word.
What do you think they just, sat around and took shits all day in the off season, and not did nothing, and then came out game ready?
Word.
No, they put in the work.
Yep.
The stuff that you don't see. Practice
Word.
made perfect, and they had a flawless game.
Mm-hmm.
All right, beat the hell out of the Steelers. I think that's who they played.
Yep.
So it's the same thing in this. What, you think the day of trouble hits you, you just sitting on your ass, not doing shit? Not rehearsing the righteous acts like we're about to get into today? And then be good for Jacob's trouble? No, you got to practice. You got to practice in the word. All right? And therefore it says what? Offend less. That's how you obtain your perfection. So without further ado, we're going to get back on topic with what today is, which is the Feast of Tabernacles. We're going to read a little bit about the Feast of Tabernacle right now in Leviticus 23. So you guys are covered.
This is Leviticus 23 and verse 33. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day is this 7th month, shall be the Feast of Tabernacles.
That's right. The 15th day of the 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles. We're in that time right now. Go ahead.
For 7 days unto the Lord.
For 7 days unto the Lord. So this is a week-long process.
Mm-hmm.
All right? If y'all want to chime in, y'all can.
Yeah,
got precepts. So this is the 7-day process. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 35, it says, on the first day shall be an holy convocation.
Convocation. All right? You get that word convocation in the blue. And if you had a precept, you bring it out too. But reread that.
Verse 35, on the first day shall be an holy convocation.
Mm-hmm.
Ye shall do no servile work therein.
So therefore it makes it a Sabbath. Even though it doesn't say the word Sabbath, in the later verses is going to clarify that it is a Sabbath. Okay? We're going to read all the way down to verse 43, or to the last verse of Leviticus 23. All right, you got the word convocation?
Yeah, I got the word convocation in Hebrew. Barak. It says convocation is convoking, reading, a calling together, sacred assembly.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's it. That's it right there. So yeah, reading, a calling together, and a sacred assembly.
What was the strongest definition? Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, that was.
Read the concordance. I mean the
Oh,
lexicon,
con.
I think.
Con. It says something called out,
Mm-hmm.
a public meeting.
See, it says something called out. That's in Ecclesiastes. All right, that's what the our church.
Yeah.
All right, that's what the word Ecclesiastes is. It's a gathering. It's a church. All right, you're supposed to have this convocation, and see today, these brothers, we all connected, with communication that came together. We're having a convocation right now. All right, we sent up some burnt offerings, just not too long ago, and we're gonna send up some drink offerings, like it says in Leviticus 23. Is there more?
There's more. It says the act, the persons, or the place. Also a rehearsal.
See, also a rehearsal. That's why we started off with Judges 5 and 11. You can expound too, bro.
So yeah, the rehearsals, man, is just it's basically for us to be justified. If this is a day of a serious day of a solemn assembly, a serious day of reverence. We understand that this is all for the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for Him to have mercy and grace unto us. That's what it's all about, for us to be delivered out of our captivity.
That's it.
And then, of course, you always want to do this thing in sincerity and in love. All right. That's why you got the brothers in the tabernacle, man.
And that's right. See, with all these days, you got to take it seriously.
Yeah.
Just like everybody's very serious during the time of the Passover and making sure they're straight. Well, shoot, you got to be serious for the atonement, the Feast of Tabernacles.
Right.
All these days, even though the Feast of Tabernacle is a celebration
Yep.
for a week straight, man, the Lord, literally requires us to, celebrate in remembrance of Him. You know what I'm saying? Celebrate that what everything He's done for us. Send up the offerings, give Him a sweet savor into the heavens. Send up the prayers, man. What a sweet savor into let Raphael take them and go to the Lord.
He take our prayers. That angel take our prayers up, and that's his duty.
That's right. That's right.
And you gotta believe that he took them up there.
That's it. That's it. So I'm gonna read a quick precept in Nehemiah, the 8th chapter, verse 7, because the word convocation also means a reading. All right. So when you get this ain't just, don't think, oh, it's Feast Tabernacle, fuck it, man, let's play some music and cook. No, man, have it spiritual. Always have the Spirit in the midst. Mm-hmm. Like me and these, before we even started sending a burnt offering, we read through Leviticus 23. We saw the meaning of it, the importance of it, got a better understanding of it. Then we commenced. And then now we're right back at it. And then we're going to commence again. Mm-hmm. See? So it says, but convocation is a reading. So Nehemiah chapter 8 and 7 says also Jeshua and Benai and Sherebenai and Jamin and Ekub and Shabbatai and Hodijah and Salakia, and Maaseiah, if I'm saying that right, Kalita, Azariah, Jozabad, Hanan, and Peliah, and the Levites caused the people to understand the law, and the people stood in their place. So they read in the book, in the law of the Most High distinctly, which we're doing right now in the book of Leviticus 23, which is the law. All right, literally named after the Levites. Mm-hmm. All right, the book of Levi. Mm-hmm. All right, it says, and gave the sense and caused them to understand the reading. That's what we're doing here because it's a holy convocation. We link, we read, we cause to get the understanding, which we're putting on wax on this video right now. Mm-hmm. All right, so with that, did you have a precept?
Nah.
We can go back into Leviticus 23.
Come, this is Leviticus 23 and verse 36. It says, 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Mm-hmm. On the 8th day shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. It is a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no servile work therein.
So it's a solemn assembly on the 8th day. So that's the last day of this feast. it's going to be on another Sabbath. As you can see, you do no serve all work, which is a Sabbath, and you link up with the bros again on that day. But throughout those 7 days, you probably go home and send up a burnt offering every day. All right, that's what the Lord requires. All right, so it says a solemn assembly, like I mentioned earlier. All these high holy days, even though this is you could say a celebration, and it's festive. What's the word festive? The word festive in Hebrew is Chagiah. All right, which is Haggai's name. All right, and King David's wife is Chagiah, which means festive as well. All right, this is a festive type of high holy day, high holy week. All right, so go ahead.
Verse 37.
But the first day and the last day are holy convocations that are solemn assemblies. All right, serious. All right.
Yeah. These are the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations.
To be claimed to be holy convocations. All right. Go to Isaiah chapter 1 and 10. Shema, you can hold on that, brother. Because we see this as a high holy day, and this is our quote unquote, just for people who haven't watched, videos of GMS, and this is quote unquote a holiday for Hebrew Israelites. All right, but no, it's a high holy day. That's what it's called. It's a high holy day. All right, these are holy days to us. All right, so go ahead, bro.
This is Isaiah chapter 1, verse 10. It says, "Hear the word of the Lord, ye rulers of Sodom. Give ear unto the law of our power, ye people of Gomorrah. To what purpose is the multitude of your sacrifices unto me?"
Yeah, what purpose are them? All right? What purpose are your sacrifices unto me? You could link this up with the whole book in Malachi, man. Especially Malachi, the first chapter. All right? Because y'all offer up vain, polluted, blind, blemished sacrifices. And the Lord don't accept that. All right? Go ahead, my brother.
It says, "Saith the Lord, I am full of burnt offerings of rams and of the fat of the fed beasts, and I delight not in the blood of bullocks or of lambs or of he goats."
That's right. Why does he not want these? When you go into the history of the Israelites, they were abusing these sacrifices, these sin offerings, and all these free will offerings, all these things. They were abusing them because what they would do is what?
Go back to doing the same.
Doing the same thing. That's why you read further up in that chapter. He says, "Why shall I stricken you even more? You will rebel even more." All right. So there's no point even beating your ass anymore because you're just going to continue to rebel, as you can see today.
That lets you know these wild grapes, they never took the Lord seriously. All right, they think it's some kind of game, which I don't. Well, what in your right mind would actually think? All right, the same person that created me is full of games and jokes.
Right.
What the hell was wrong with you, man? This is the same power who can take you out, man.
That's it.
All right, who can do whatever he wants to you. That's a fearful thing, man. That's why it's a solemn assembly. That's why we're here today through the Spirit to do this video and to get together and to send up the burnt offerings to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Because we know the importance of it, man. And we're trying to show him that, hey, it ain't us who did it, it's them niggas. All right?
God. That's right.
Yeah.
You can keep going, Shemai.
It says, verse 12, "When ye come to appear before me, who have required this at your hand to tread my courts?"
Go ahead.
"Bring no more vain oblations. Incense is an abomination unto me."
Don't bring them to me no more. I don't want it. All right. Go ahead.
"The new moons and Sabbaths, the calling of assemblies, I cannot away with. It is iniquity."
And that's what y'all niggas celebrate them holidays. All right, because the scriptures also say what? They have a zeal,
but
not according to knowledge.
Yep.
You see, they'll celebrate Christmas thinking it's sweet baby Jesus' birthday. They got a zeal for it. They'll think that's a godly day, a holy day, all that. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. And that's what he's talking about. Your new moons and what you consider your Sabbaths and your high holy days, he don't take pleasure in that. He takes pleasure in these days who the men, according to John 4, and 23 and 24. Verses 23 and 24.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the ones who do this in spirit and in truth. You see?
The very ones that he's winking at right now.
At the ignorance.
So what? We know a part and prophesy a part.
Mm-hmm.
He's sending us that we're practicing. He's like, you know what? Hey, good. You know, I will remember you in that day.
Right.
I got your back.
He like, at least my servant's trying.
That's it. At least they give a shit, man.
Yep.
That's exactly. So I'm gonna bring out a quick precept. Bear with me 1 second while I find it. Cause it's.
Well, while you searching, I got something.
Go ahead, bro. Yeah, you can break it down.
This is Romans chapter 14, verse 23.
The water, bro. That's what I was looking for. No, I wasn't looking for that one, but I was looking for a precept in Romans 14. Go ahead, bro.
This is Romans chapter
That's the
14,
spirit.
verse 23. It says, "He that doubteth is damned if he eat, because he eateth not of faith.
Mm-hmm.
For whatsoever is not of faith is sin." So even if you it's like you can't fake the spirit, you know. Even if you just going with the flow. Oh, I know it's a high holiday, so I'm gonna do it. But if you're not doing it in faith, man, you wasting your time.
That's it.
You know, if you not you wasting your time. Even if you hitting the houses and byways, you don't believe you're a prophet. You wasting your time.
That's right.
You know, you got it. This thing is about faith. So us coming to this day, you know, reading, understanding what's going on, understanding the Feast of Tabernacles, and actually having faith.
Mm-hmm.
You know that we give a reverence. You know, to the true power. You know, that's going to be heard, and that you're going to be forgiven in that day. You know, it all interlines with each other. You know, it all comes down to faith. That's what it all starts with, man.
That's it.
You know.
Go to verse 5.
This is Romans chapter 14, verse 5.
And when you read Romans 14, you know, it talks a lot about pretty much just a synopsis, just a base, scratch level, you know, surface synopsis of it. It's really, if you're dealing with a situation, if you got a vegetarian, a brother who just eat herbs, and a brother who eats all things, meaning like he eats meat and the herbs and the fruits, all that.
All lawful things.
All lawful things. That's what, cause I was just saying, because in Romans 14 it says all things.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we understand all things meaning all the lawful things, you know. But
the simple ones out there.
for the simple ones, the water, because that's a good point, you know. Nah, nigga.
So, you know, they pausing and chopping it up.
Yeah.
Simple, man.
Nah, man. So it's like this brother eat herbs. Of course, he gonna eat a lamb on the day of the Passover, but other than that, he just eat herbs. This is a good chapter to read. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead and read verse 5.
This is
because
Romans
point I want to make.
This is Romans chapter 14, verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
One man esteemeth one day above another.
See, one man esteemeth another day above another. You niggas, Spics, you Negroes, West Indies, all the way down to you Mexicans that are on this sign right here. You esteem Christmas. You esteem Labor Day. You esteem Halloween. No, that's cool. I'm putting that. You esteem Thanksgiving, you dumbass Gadites.
Mm-hmm.
God, man, y'all I swear, man, I'm getting be heat, man, because I'm a Gadite myself through faith.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And y'all still celebrating goddamn Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But you esteem that day. All right? You regard that day and esteem it above others. Mm-hmm. But this is the day. These type days are the days you should be esteeming. All right, so reread that from the top.
And also the quick to add, esteeming themselves with birthdays. They say the whole damn month is dedicated to them.
Yep.
You know, it's just different level of pride.
Esteeming February as Black awareness.
Right, the shortest damn
Fuck
month.
off. The shortest month, I know, right?
But this is Romans chapter 14, verse 5. It says, one man esteemed one day above another. Another esteemed one day, every day alike.
Esteeming every day alike. Y'all, I think that's just another fucking day. Shit, I'm off work at least, goddamn.
Right.
That's the most y'all shit did for me.
Yeah.
Still gotta deal in a society with Babylon and see all y'all bullshit hanging up everywhere, stupid lights, and this off ass Christmas tree shaped like a penis, because that's what you're worshiping, Nimrod. Mm-hmm. All right, that's the significance of the Christmas tree. Look it up. All right, go ahead.
It says, "Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind."
Let every man be fully persuaded in their own mind. This brother Zachariah, myself, and this brother Shamak are fully persuaded that the Feast of Tabernacles is tonight, because through faith and through the signs in the heaven with the moon, we believe that this is a day that should be esteemed above a regular day.
Right.
Yep.
That's why we try our best to keep it. And I know sincere Akim around the four corners of the earth are trying to keep it as well. Because we esteem this day. We regard this day more than y'all bullshit holidays.
This day is holy.
This day is holy.
Yep.
Holy means sanctified or hallowed, meaning
Separate. Yeah.
there you go.
That's it.
You see? So you can go back to Isaiah and we can finish off Leviticus 23. You can close it out.
This is Isaiah chapter 1, verse 14. Your new moons and your appointed feasts, my soul hateth. They are trouble unto me. I am weary to bear them.
I'm weary to bear them. So don't you ever sit here, you Christians, don't you ever come up to me and tell me that the Lord hates. That doesn't hate.
Yeah.
He just said it. He hates your shit. Simple.
Yeah.
You niggas, spics, wetbacks, so-called Latinas, Latinos, chicas and chicos, whatever the fuck you want to call yourselves, the Lord hates y'all shit.
Yeah.
It said it right there in Isaiah 1 and 14. Is there more, bro? Or was that like the last verse?
I mean, yes, more. Verse 15.
Come on.
It says, when ye spread forth your hands, I would hide mine eyes from you.
Because what did the scripture say? Lift up all holy hands when you pray to the Lord.
Yeah.
All right, when you lift your hand, reread that part.
It says, verse 15 says, when ye spread forth your hands, I will hide mine eyes from you.
Exactly, meaning he won't hear your prayers and hear when you need something. Spread forth your hands. That means you in a time of need.
Yeah.
He gonna disregard it, act like he didn't see it, right?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. He's still Jake, man. It's just like a little kid.
Still.
You talking to a little kid. You know, that's what the Lord doing.
Man, I don't want to hear it,
Man,
man.
he trying to hear it, bro.
All right, go ahead.
It says, I will hide mine eyes from you. Yeah. When ye make many prayers, I will not hear.
Ooh,
Your hands are full of blood.
ooh,
Man, come on, man.
He don't play around, bro.
He don't play around. But you guys have the audacity and the nerve to pin him pale with peachy cheeks like he's a soft character, alright? Nah, man, he's a Jake, man, and you don't play around. This is our omnipotent power, man,
That's
okay?
right.
He's not all love, and he don't allow homosexual, etc., man. All your false holy days, man,
That's right.
alright? It lets you know, man, hey, he's a power to be feared, man, to take seriously, man,
That's it.
okay? Simple as that.
Even if you had a faith of a mustard seed, even if you didn't know about the Feast of Tabernacles, you at least stay away from those satanic holidays, man.
Mhm.
You like, you have a faith on a little faith. You like, man, hold on, I don't know too much, but I know damn well I ain't supposed to be doing that.
See,
You know?
hey, there's some Jakes. Like,
It's some Jakes like that.
there's some Jakes out there. There's a lot of Jakes out there like
Yeah,
that.
I know some. Yeah, come on.
But not may have gotten pushed over the edge to this
Exactly.
truthful.
Yeah.
But those may be a 1/3.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's still some 1/3 that need to be gathered.
Cause that's still they at least, that's kind of in the way of righteous rights. At least they trying to stay away from it, you know,
That's
in
right.
a way, you know.
They're not polluting themselves anymore from that shit.
Mhm.
You know. So let's finish out Leviticus 23. We're gonna close it out.
God, this is Leviticus 23 and 37.
Mhm.
These are the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, convocations, like it, to offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord, a burnt offering, and a meat offering, a sacrifice, and drink offerings, everything upon this his day.
That's right. So those things are supposed to be
Mhm.
done on this day. All right. To the best of your ability right
Yeah.
now, because that's
God.
why we started with Judges 5 and 11. Go ahead, bro.
Beside the Sabbaths of the Lord,
Mhm.
and beside your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your free will offerings, which ye give unto the Lord.
So just to clarify, yes, you can cook on these days because he requires you of a burnt offering. The days where you can really cook is on the new moon, which is it's a Sabbath, but you know there's new. When King David was talking, he said, "I will not miss meat." You know, the new moon and meat. It's along the lines of that when you read the book of Samuel. Also, you can read about the new moon in the book of Psalms, and also Sirach 43. But certain days there are stipulations and requirements that you do send up a burnt offering. And one of these times during the Sabbath is the Feast of Tabernacles. We are required to send up a burnt offering for 7 days straight. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Lord says. Go ahead.
Con. Verse 39 says, also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered and the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days.
There you go. And on the 15th day of the 7th month falls on a what? a Sabbath
Yep.
right now. All right. And he says you should keep a feast. How is you gonna keep a feast?
Yeah.
You gonna eat it raw? Hell no. You're gonna send up a burnt offering unto the Lord and keep that feast.
How it should be.
You see? Go ahead.
Because it says on the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath.
There you go. So the first day of a convocation, which is right now, and then the last day should be a holy convocation with your bros, which, is then. You're doing the same thing.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And ye shall take you the first day of boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the boughs of thick trees, and willows of the brook, and ye shall rejoice before the Lord your power 7 days.
You see? Celebrate, man.
Yep.
This is a good time.
Yep.
This is a good time. All right, get 1 Thessalonians 5. I think it's like 17. It says, "Rejoice evermore." All right.
And you knowing these things, hey, you should rejoice that you know it. All right.
This is
Yeah. Would you finish?
Oh,
Keep going.
Oh yeah,
Keep
yeah.
going.
You should rejoice that you even know it, man. All right. Once you do it, man, rejoice even more, man, because through the spirit of Yahweh Shah, that started with the apostles or elders of that millstone all the way on down, man. Hey, there's power in that, man. We remembering ourselves, man.
Yep.
All right. We ain't holding on that characteristics or that person that Esau wants us to be. Nah, man. We're being separated, man. All right, divided. The Lord is separating us, man. You should rejoice, man. And you remember your ways of your Father, man. All right. His laws, statutes, commandments was Yahweh Shah set up for us to practice while we're in this captivity, man. We should rejoice, man, because we almost up out of here and we upholding what he wants us to do, man. Okay?
That's it.
Come on.
That's perfectly said, bro.
This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 15. See that none render evil for evil unto any man, but ever follow that which is good, both among yourselves and to all men. Rejoice evermore.
See, that was verse 16?
Yep.
See, rejoice evermore. Get Philippians 4 and 4.
Come on.
Get Romans 12. No. I think it's Romans 12 and 12. Get Romans.
You said.
Get Philippians chapter 4, verse 4.
I got it for you.
Yeah, read Romans 12 and 12.
This is Romans chapter 12, verse 12. Rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing instant in prayer.
You see? Rejoicing in hope. We read in 1 Thessalonians, rejoice evermore. Leviticus 23 is telling us to grab these palms and all these things and rejoice. That's what the Feast of Tabernacles is about, man. Rejoice. Put a smile on your face that the Lord is still with you.
Yep.
Like the brother Zachary was saying, man. Rejoice that you got this.
Yep.
Rejoice that you have a chance.
Yeah, that was just what I said. You read my mind, man.
Okay,
at least you got a chance. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, you
man,
want to expound? Go ahead.
God, this is a piece of treasure and mystery that you have and the world do not have, man.
Bro, come on, man.
Like, come on, man. That's you. Hey, he gave that piece of treasure to you specifically, man.
Yep.
All right, and you should rejoice, man. All right, at least you got a righteous, treasure. All right, a gift. All right, instead of this bullshit Esau be giving us.
Yeah,
all right,
because you can't buy the spirit.
Exactly.
We see some things like, man, at least I got the truth.
Yeah.
At least I got the truth, man. We can just lean back on that. At least I got the truth. You ain't got it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's what Paul said. I count all things as done.
Yep.
Yep.
Mashiach said.
There you go. But I got this truth.
Yep.
Go ahead, bro.
This is Philippians 4. So you was done?
Yeah.
All right, come on. This is Philippians 4 and 4. Rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say rejoice.
Rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say rejoice.
Yep.
Man. So let's finish out this Leviticus 23. And we gonna if any of y'all got closing remarks, we're gonna close it out, man. This is a week of rejoicing, man.
Come on.
Make your food, man. Be jolly.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
Doing it for the Lord.
Doing it for the Lord, man. It feels good to do this.
Feels good doing it for him. Yep. All right, verse 41. And ye shall keep it a feast unto the Lord 7 days in a year.
Rejoice, man. The Lord literally has a law in here where it says rejoice for a week straight, man. Like, rejoice, have fun, all that for a week straight. Have a convocation. Link up with your bros, man. All this for a week straight.
This
Come on.
this is a complete rejoicing, man.
Yep.
7 days, man. Come on, man.
That's right.
All right. All right. It says, and it shall be, it's like
So like, what was that?
stated
A statute. Mm-hmm.
forever in your generations.
Mm-hmm.
Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month. Ye shall dwell in the booths 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
All that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths.
And the booth is like a tabernacle or a tent. All right, go ahead.
That your generations may know that I am the children of Salakia, shall know that I made the children of Israel dwell in booths.
See, that's why we were talking about it earlier. That's why Jacob said, it's explaining Jacob as a plain man dwelling in tents. That's how he made us. We just want to chill.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
When I brought them out of the land of Egypt,
Yep.
I am the Lord your power. All right?
Yep.
And it says, verse 44, the last verse, it says, and Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feast of the Lord.
That's right, and we're declaring it today, man. We're keeping the righteous acts of our forefathers, man. So, y'all got any closing remarks? Hey, rejoice. Have fun on this week. Keep it, of course, spiritual and to the Lord in remembrance of the Lord, man. All right, like we was going through earlier today, 1 Corinthians 11 chapter, take, eat, and drink, and and it says drink in remembrance of me. All right, so it's the same thing with the Feast of Tabernacles in remembrance of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and everything that has gotten us through, man.
Mm-hmm.
Rejoice and pay homage. Okay, simple as that, man. So with that, we want to give all glory, honor, and praises to
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachakadosh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone to rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. Until next time, we all want to say Shalom.
Shalom.